Jessica never imagined a $20 idea would change everything. She was a single parent in a tiny apartment, splitting every dollar between rent, groceries, and childcare, praying her car wouldn't break down again. One night, after her kids fell asleep, she opened her laptop and faced a choice. Stay trapped in a paycheck-to-paycheck loop, or try one small thing that might build a bridge out. What happened next wasn't magic. It was a decision, a $20 decision that started as a simple side hustle and turned into a 5-year transformation from "I hope I make it" to "I own my morning." In this story, you'll see exactly how a single parent went from overwhelmed and underpaid to millionaire status, without lottery luck, rich relatives, or perfect timing. Just practical steps, relentless consistency, and a mindset upgrade that anyone can borrow. If you've ever felt stuck, buried under bills, short on time, and scared to risk what little you have, this is for you. You'll see the numbers, the timeline, the mistakes, and the wins. You'll learn how a $100 week became a $1,000 month, how 6 months of grind became a habit, how one skill stacked on another until the results were impossible to ignore. And most importantly, you'll see how to start your own 5-year plan today, even if you have nothing but a phone, an internet connection, and the courage to try. Stay with me to the end, because I'm not just telling you Jessica's story. I'm handing you the blueprint. 5 years from now, you'll wish you started today. Let's start now. Before the transformation began, life was brutally hard. Jessica was raising 2 kids on her own, juggling a part-time job and late-night shifts just to scrape together enough for rent. Most weeks ended with overdraft fees on her bank account. Her fridge was often half empty, and every grocery run felt like a math exam, adding prices in her head, hoping the cashier wouldn't announce a total she couldn't cover. Emotionally, the weight was crushing. She carried the guilt of not being enough, not enough money, not enough time, not enough energy. When her daughter asked why she couldn't join a school trip or buy new shoes, Jessica forced a smile and said, "Maybe next time." Deep down, she hated that next time almost never came. Bills stacked like bricks on her kitchen counter. Credit card debt piled up faster than she could pay it down. The car she drove rattled like it was begging for retirement, and every strange noise made her heart sink. What if this breaks? How will I get to work? Nights were the worst. After the kids fell asleep, silence filled the room, but so did fear. Fear of eviction, fear of emergencies, fear of failing the very people who depended on her. She wanted to dream bigger, but survival left no room for dreams. This was the starting point. Rock bottom. A life where every dollar mattered, every hour was stretched, and every tomorrow felt uncertain. But it's exactly from this pressure that her story and her transformation was forged. Change rarely begins with a miracle. For Jessica, it began with frustration and a $20 bill. One late evening, sitting at her kitchen table surrounded by unpaid bills, she realized something painful. If she didn't try something different, nothing would change. The same cycle of debt and survival would repeat year after year until her children grew up watching struggle as normal. That night, she remembered a co-worker once mentioning selling homemade crafts online. It sounded small, almost laughable, but it was something she could start with the little she had. She took $20, money meant for groceries, and bought a few supplies. Fear screamed in her head. What if you fail? What if you waste this? But she pressed purchase anyway. The first week she made only $15, not even enough to cover the supplies. But the second week she earned $40. The third week, $120. For the first time in years, she felt a spark of possibility. It wasn't just about the money, it was about control. Jessica's turning point wasn't about overnight success. It was about making a decision that was bigger than fear. She didn't just buy supplies, she bought belief in herself. That $20 was the seed of a new future. Within 6 months, her side hustle had become a consistent $1,000 a month income. It wasn't millions yet, but it proved the impossible was possible. This was the moment her life stopped being about survival and started being about growth. Success doesn't happen in one giant leap. It happens in steady, often invisible steps. Jessica's journey from a struggling single parent to a millionaire unfolded year by year, each stage building on the last. Year 1. Small wins. Jessica's first year was about survival with a spark of hope. She spent late nights learning how to list products online, write descriptions, and handle customer questions. Most weeks she made less than $200, but by the end of the year, she had a steady $1,000 per month. For the first time, groceries didn't feel like a gamble. She wasn't rich, but she had proof that her effort worked. Year 2. Scaling up in the second year, Jessica reinvested nearly everything she earned. Instead of spending profits, she bought better tools, improved packaging, and learned digital marketing basics. Her sales grew from hundreds into thousands. By the end of year 2, she had crossed the $30,000 annual mark. For a single mom who once counted pennies, this was life-changing. Year 3, 6-figure milestone. The third year was a breakthrough. Jessica expanded beyond one product line, built a simple brand, and used social media to drive traffic. Word of mouth spread. In month 9, she crossed her first 6-figure milestone, $100,000 in total revenue. She cried that night, not because of the money, but because she had proven to herself and her kids that their life could be different. Year 4. Expansion and investments. With consistent revenue, Jessica finally had breathing space. She hired part-time help, launched a website, and started teaching others online. At the same time, she learned about investments, putting money into index funds and real estate. Income streams multiplied. By the end of year 4, she was earning more than $250,000 annually. Year 5. Millionaire transformation. The 5th year was the tipping point. Jessica wasn't just selling products anymore. She had built a business. Her brand became recognizable, her investments matured, and her online courses generated passive income. When she calculated her net worth at the end of the 5th year, she realized she had officially crossed the $1 million threshold. From $20 to millionaire in 5 years. Each stage had its fears, mistakes, and late nights, but also growth, resilience, and courage. The numbers told the story, but the real victory was internal. Jessica was no longer a woman surviving day by day. She was a role model, an entrepreneur, and proof that the impossible can be built step by step. When people hear millionaire, they often imagine luck, timing, or a secret formula. But Jessica's journey proves something different. Success comes from simple principles repeated consistently. Out of her 5-year transformation, these are the lessons anyone can use. Lesson 1. Start small, stay consistent. Jessica didn't wait for a perfect plan or a huge investment. She began with $20 and the willingness to show up every day. Success wasn't instant, but consistency turned tiny results into big wins. Lesson 2. Reinvest before you reward yourself. Instead of spending her first profits on comfort, she put the money back into her business, better tools, marketing, and learning. This discipline multiplied her growth. Many people quit because they spend too early. Jessica grew because she reinvested. Lesson 3. Build skills, not just income. Every late night she spent learning, writing copy, creating designs, handling customers, built skills that lasted longer than money. Skills compound like interest, and they open doors she never knew existed. Lesson 4. Create multiple streams of income. Jessica didn't stop at selling products. She added teaching, investing, and building a brand. Multiple streams made her financial future stable, even in uncertain times. Lesson 5. Believe in long-term vision. The most important principle wasn't money. It was mindset. She stopped chasing quick wins and embraced a 5-year plan. That long-term vision gave her patience and courage when the journey felt slow. These aren't just Jessica's lessons. They're universal rules. Whether you're a single parent, a student, or someone stuck in a dead-end job, these principles can shape your next 5 years too. So here's the truth. Jessica's story isn't just about one single parent beating the odds. It's about what happens when an ordinary person makes one extraordinary choice and keeps making it day after day. Think about where you are right now. Maybe you're working long hours. Maybe you're drowning in bills. Maybe you feel trapped with no way out. Jessica was there too. She didn't have extra money. She didn't have free time. And she definitely didn't have certainty. What she did have was the courage to begin and the patience to keep going. The real difference between those who stay stuck and those who break free isn't talent or luck. It's action. Tiny, consistent action that compounds over time. Here's the challenge for you. What's your $20 decision? What skill, side hustle, or idea could you start today that might look small but could grow into something life-changing? Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. Start with what you have, where you are, and trust the process. 5 years from now, you'll either look back with regret, saying, "I wish I had started," or with pride, saying, "I can't believe how far I've come." Which version of you do you want to meet? The blueprint is here. The principles are simple. The choice is yours. Remember, millionaires aren't born, they're built. And the building starts today, with you. And that's how Jessica went from a single parent fighting for survival to a millionaire shaping her own destiny in just 5 years. Her journey proves that legends aren't born. They're built through grit, discipline, and vision. Now, I want you to imagine your own story. 5 years from now, what will you be telling your children, your family, or even yourself? Will you still be stuck in the same place? Or will you be the one others look to for inspiration? The choice starts today, and it starts small. Here on Legend Made Here, we believe every story of transformation matters, because greatness isn't reserved for the privileged or the lucky. It's created by everyday people who refuse to quit. If Jessica could build her legend out of a $20 decision, then you can build yours too. This is why our community exists, to share real stories, real struggles, and real victories, so you can see what's possible and start writing your own chapter. Before you go, I'll leave you with a little teaser. In the next episode, you'll meet a man who turned a $5 coffee idea into a $1 million brand. Proof that no dream is too small when backed by action. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join the family. Because here, legends aren't just remembered, they're made.